Hello, everybody. Welcome to Arsenal X NGR Radio Xbox Podcast. As always, we throw up the X. Yes, because we're about to throw down. It is another audio episode, everybody. Our boss man, Mr. Corey Dirrig, is getting some vacation time at the moment. So we're going to let him get some rest. But me and my wife's Wisconsinite, Mr. Jesse Douglas.
What's up?
Yes, we're going to give you guys a great show. It might be a shorter episode than we normally do, but if the conversation goes forth and it goes longer, hope you guys enjoy it and everything. So, there's not much Xbox news that came up, but a big one we're going to really be discussing for our Arsenal Exchange later on in the episode. But, as always, Jesse, what's in your arsenal, dude?
Oh my. I have a lot to talk about here.
Well, break it down system by system, because I'm so happy for this.
Well, yeah, my thing is this week I kind of, I work third shift, and so when I get home, a lot of the times I'll sleep a little bit. And then get up and help, get the kids ready for school and all that. But this week I ended up just sacrificing that little bit of sleep that I get in the morning, and I've been getting done early. Uh-huh. So I've been just basically playing some games and stuff, things that I wanted to play, some new games that just came out. So, so then in this list, I'll kind of have some things I'll break down and things people can check out if they want to play it or look into it some more. So let's see. I'll start with Switch first because that list is kind of small. I've been playing a little bit of Zelda. Breath of the Wild from the beginning again, kind of started over. My son has his own account on there. I made for him, and just kind of helping him get started in the beginning.
Quick question before you go on: Did you change your icon after they did the update, the 5.0?
No, I haven't yet.
Okay. Yeah, I switched mine because I had Toon Link, and I switched it to the metal arms. And it looks so cool, dude, because he's blue and red, and then I put him in the blue background. I was just like, I love this. But go ahead,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I haven't gotten around to, I heard about the new update, but I haven't really gotten a chance to, I've just been, hop on it, play a game, and then off. I didn't really look too much into stuff yet. But
which reminds me, I might redo my custom dashboard for one.
Yeah. Yeah, I change mine all the time because I try to, finish certain things, get the achievements, and then they give you the cool backgrounds. That's one of the things I love about the Xbox. I love getting those, some of those achievements have some really cool pictures that you can use as your background, and I usually end up hunting for ones that I really want and stuff, so.
Yeah, I got my Monster Hunter World one, on it with my two characters, which I need, but I'm gonna change it because I think I want to do Devil May Cry, but, I don't know yet. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do about it. Cause I want to kind of do the Blob because it's spring and I want to do something really colorful, and I think the Blob, but sorry, get back to what we've been playing.
Yeah. So I've been playing some Zelda a little bit, but, I finally got Bayonetta 1 and 2 for Switch. So I've been playing cause I played the first Bayonetta a little bit on Xbox. But I just didn't, I don't know if I just wasn't really in the mood for that game type when I tried it. Cause I just really, I don't know, it didn't interest me, but I think part of it too is it might just look better with this, with the newer update, with the one that they have on the Switch. Cause it just looks better or something to me. And so I've been playing the first Bayonetta and just recently got to the point, where you kind of start enough where you can change your outfit and stuff. And I got I put the Link outfit on, so
Nice.
so I'm playing as a Link in the dressed up as a Link, and I like how they have all the different sounds from Zelda, that happen whenever you do things in the game as well. Like it's not just, an outfit. They also change, like your pieces that you pick up look like rupees and stuff like that too. So that makes me kind of want to play it as the other character outfits and see what they put in the game for those characters. If they do, I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't unlocked any of the outfits yet for mine.
Well, you should get them right away. You should get them right away once you get to a certain point where it allows you to open up the menu to change your costume just for buying it, because it's just added into the game with, it's nothing that you have to unlock. It's just something you can choose in your menu.
Yeah.
You go to your outfits menu or whatever, and then you can change to is it Peach, Samus, Link, and yeah. So yeah, they're available basically right away once you get far enough into the beginning of the game. So yeah, that's basically all I really played on Switch this week, which surprised. No Golf Star. I haven't touched that in a little while, and I didn't touch the bridge construction Portal game really this week either. But I've just been playing a lot of games on my Xbox, so which is great because this is an Xbox show.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So yeah, I played. We'll go down the list here. I played The Division with you, obviously, and my friend a little bit. That was kind of last week, but into this week, and me, you, and Corey have been playing some more Halo 4. We finally finished that.
Yay.
So you guys can look forward to the rest of that, the campaign. I'm not sure.
I couldn't believe that that we finished it that quick. Like, this is 3 episodes. I'm like, did we really play that much? Were we really? Because it felt like because I think that happened in Halo 5, that one of the chapters was just a cutscene, and then it was the next level. I'm like, wait, did that just I got an achievement for watching the cutscene. I'm like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah, I think what it is unlike we're so used to those original ones where they dragged on forever. And, and I liked them, at the time, and I'd still play them again, but it's like they got to the meat in this game. Like they just basically just told the story and didn't make it repetitive or anything like that. So, which is nice, especially when you want to do something like we are doing where you want to record it for people to watch. So,
yeah, I still don't understand what the heck was going on because we was talking so much and laughing and I was talking on World War One. I was just like 343 Studios should never add that Star Fox inspired level ever again because that was horrendous. Everybody, you will have to watch the video when it comes out, when it gets released, and you will understand the misery and pain all 3 of us endured during that level.
But honestly, at the same time, I wouldn't have even minded more stuff like that in this game, just because the thing is I'm we just weren't used to it, and then all of us our controls were backwards, and we had to change our controls, and then finally once we got everything set and knew what we were doing more, it wasn't too bad. But
I think that we were able to do the level, but if they didn't have all that shaking, if you got hit, your hit shouldn't have affected our game, and I think that was the problem that made the level difficult.
Yeah, that shaking was kind of annoying. But yeah, and then also me and Corey recorded a couple of episodes of us playing some Fortnite and getting our butts kicked over and over and over again. Because I still like I don't play it enough to really be used to it. So like I have an idea, I know what to do, but like it's just like so many times you end up landing somewhere like where there's a whole bunch of people and someone always gets a bunch of weapons first and then takes us out, like right away or whatever.
Yeah.
So, there's always that to deal with. Next, I played it only a little bit. I just wanted to go basically jump in and play in the cars that I didn't really get to play in an original one, but I did end up getting Burnout Paradise Remastered, and I wanted to play as the Back to the Future car and the Ghostbuster car and stuff like that. So I was just cruising around with them and trying those out. And I love the Back to the Future car because, like, normally you push the button to honk your horn, but when you do that, the wheels fold in and then you start hovering, and so you can just fly around basically instead of driving on the wheels.
Okay, so I got the 360 version, backwards compatible. I think it was like free for Games with Gold.
Mm-hmm.
Does this version look better than that? Is it kind of hard to? Is it hard to compare, or did they like really up-res it and it looks better?
No, yeah, I think it's up-res quite a bit, and I think it stays at 60 frames per second, which I don't think I don't know if the other one did or not.
No, the 361 would have been at 30.
30, yeah. So yeah, it looks quite a bit better. So
right,
and it's 60 frames per second if I remember correctly. So
because I know it's $30, right? I believe.
What did I pay for it? It might be or 40. I don't remember.
Okay, because I think it is 40 because I think I seen it at Target, but I didn't get it. Because I got the 360 version, and I know it's probably going to be the same content. I'm not worried about the frames and stuff, but I heard it's a really good game. Like it's great. I know a lot of people want Burnout Takedown. That's the one that I want. I want Takedown.
Yeah.
But I was just wondering if Paradise was like, is it worth the purchase as a. Don't want to say. Can we? Well, I guess it a remaster. It is, but it's like, it feels like a definitive edition than a remaster.
Well, it's. I mean,
definitive as they up-res it. They got all the DLC. Kind of like like DMC Devil May Cry. How there's the definitive version. Is on Xbox One and PS4. Like it's updated with some added with some deeper colors, the turbo mode, like the extra features and stuff. But it's literally just the same game. They didn't really go in and redo everything.
Yeah, I guess I don't know for certain, but it's very possible they may have redone some stuff in this. I don't know I can't say that for a fact that they did, but I would imagine that they may have made some changes just because of having more power to be able to do certain things that maybe they couldn't have done on the original one.
Okay.
So I mean, I don't know for sure. I don't know what exactly they changed, but all I know is that it does look 100 times better. So.
Okay.
But yeah, yeah, I know, and like it's funny because I really don't like. I was not a fan when a lot of these games started going from just straight like fun racing games to these open world experiences, and like I didn't really. I played the Need for Speed one that was more open world, and it was okay. but like the Burnout Paradise is really the only one that I really, enjoyed enough to play more of.
Okay.
Like, cause like the Need for Speed one, I have it, and I played that a little bit occasionally.
Is that
But
the
I got,
payback one?
yeah, I think so. No, not the new one. Not the new one. The last, the Need for Speed, what is it called? Most Wanted, maybe? I don't remember.
Most Wanted was the one that was on Wii U. I think it was just Need for Speed because it's like it's a black cover with 4 different people. It kind of reminds you of Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
I got that one too, but I haven't started it yet.
Yeah. Well, anyways, like one of the things though I love about the Burnout Paradise, and like I was having fun with it. My son was down here and watching me play it a little bit. Mm-hmm. And when you win a race, it allows you, like, I mean, it depends if you have a Kinect, but if you win a race, it lets you use your Kinect to take a picture that saves onto your scores and stuff like that. Nice. So then you can go back and look at them. And so I was just, making funny faces and doing funny poses for the camera, to make my son laugh and stuff. So I have some pretty funny pictures connected to my record.
Anyone who is a very bearded person, Jesse is very bearded, and you got a lot of facial hair, like, mm-hmm. Mustache or anything. If you play Mario Kart GP, I think, there is a section that they take your picture. Like, you line up if you want to be like Mario and all of this stuff. Please do Princess Peach. It is one of the most funniest thing when a bearded person and with the hair of Princess Peach on it. It is so funny. It is so weird because it's like you can have like a small face but like be all hairy, and then because it's like this big wig of Princess Peach. It is the most hilarious thing because you just see people, like, if you win, then you got this catcher that this Princess Peach by a bearded man won the game. Like, it is so funny.
Yeah, that was always fun. Yeah, when you're playing the game in the arcade or whatever. Yeah, because me and my friends would do that. Always try to do something funny for that when it takes your picture. So yeah, I liked that. I liked Burnout, Paradise, and I was glad to I was excited to get a better looking version of it. So I'll probably play that more here in the future, but.
Have you beat it before, or?
No, I never really beat it because, like, when I got it, it was like racing games for me are kind of like fighting games, where it's just something that I'll fall back on occasionally. I do want to play it and get into it a little bit more, obviously, because I haven't really done much with it, so I probably will play more of it this week, coming up. But it's kind of one of those things that I like to have a good one of that I can fall back on. Like for fighting games, it's either the Naruto game that I've been playing, or
I need to take out the package. Sorry.
or Injustice 2. Like I got those 2 games to play, and so like for me, for racing games, at least on my Xbox, I'll have Burnout now that I can go and when I feel like in the racing type mood. So, but yeah, and then so also I played a little bit of like Call of Duty World War II. I didn't play it too much this week, not compared to usual, but I did play a little Siege. So I didn't play with Corey or you yet, but we got like me and Corey were talking the other day. We want to either play Fortnite or Siege with you. I think we would want to try Fortnite more, just because that it just then we're kind of all on the same playing level. we're all not really super used to it yet, so But with Siege, you kind of need to play some of the situations and stuff and just kind of get used to the basics of that game.
Yeah.
I think before it would be fun to really, do anything else. I mean, what would be nice with the thing where we can just play against AI is that we can move at our own pace, but it would still just be good for you to kind of know, what you're doing with the basics anyways. So
yeah, I must learn from the wise Wisconsinite, my teacher, because I'll be like, I don't know what I'm doing. Shoot.
All right, and then coming up here, we'll have some of the newer games that I've been playing that we haven't really talked about or anything. The first one, we'll start with the Darwin Project.
Yeah.
So the Darwin Project is a new game that just came out this week or last week if you're listening, now obviously, but
that was the one that was in beta, right? Was it the beta one? Okay.
Yeah, it's still in the preview program, so it's not a full game yet.
And that was the one that was showed at E3 last year.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
So with this game, I really liked it a lot. It's not really a game for playing like for us to do, or we could play it as a group quite yet, because it's kind of like all they have it set for is just mainly solo stuff. Mm-hmm. So what the idea of this game is, and I guess a lot of people, there's been people all over the internet. I've been reading stuff about, how everyone's leaving Fortnite on streaming and all that. No one's streaming Fortnite anymore. They're all going over to stream this now. And so Darwin Project's streaming numbers are either as many streams as Fortnite or more right now. So it's kind of it's the new thing. So everyone's going, all the streamers are going over to play this now. But so what it basically is that it's a lot like Fortnite, but but it's only it's only like Fortnite in that it's the animations and your characters are very cartoonish and everything, and it's very similar to Fortnite's character models. But the whole idea of it is it's kind of like the Hunger Games where it's you versus everyone, and you've got to harvest trees and stuff like that to make arrows. Yeah. So because basically all you have to defend yourself is a melee weapon and a bow and arrow, but you have no arrows to start off with. So you have to go harvest the trees, and then each tree that you harvest it can make one arrow. And so then that way you've got arrows for your bow. And kind of like the Hunger Games, there's different kinds of things that go on, randomly, the map split up into small sections, and each small section can randomly have some kind of thing going on in it. Mm-hmm. So you have to harvest materials for clothes. You have to harvest materials to make different kinds of traps and things like that you can set up to kind of help you do damage on other players.
Yeah.
And one of the things that's kind of cool about it is because I was talking with Corey the other day about this, but it's very similar to Horizon Zero Dawn, where the whole idea of is survival, and you've got to kind of harvest things to make certain things, and
all the crafting.
Yeah, the crafting and stuff like that. It's a lot like that. And
quick question: was this game published by Microsoft?
I don't think so. I mean, it's exclusive right now to Xbox and PC, but I think it's a release exclusive. Like, so it's only exclusive for right now. Kind of like, I think it's kind of like the same as PUBG, where it's in the preview program on Microsoft first. Mm-hmm. So, like, that's the only place you can get it for now, but it could possibly go to other places eventually.
Okay.
So, but it is exclusive right now. The only way you can play it is on PC or Xbox. And so, yeah, that's PlayStation doesn't have it at all. So, but so yeah, like, so one of the things that can happen that I found out is in one of the sections, all of a sudden, the temperature dropped to freezing. Yeah. So that area, like, the only way you could be in that area and survive is if you had made clothes to wear to keep your body warm. And so you've got to, like, try to get out of that area before you freeze to death. So it's kind of like when you're outside of in the storm area, like when you're playing Fortnite, the Battle Royale mode. If the storm passes you and you're not in the circle that's, that you have to be in, like your life slowly dissipates. So you, like, if you're in that area and you didn't make yourself a fur coat or whatever, you can slowly start dying until you get out of that section. And so, and then, like, one of the other things is, like, there's these little robot things that fly around and they can give you stuff. And I don't know for sure about this yet. I heard that, like, that they have some kind of deal with Twitter or with Twitch with this game, where if you're streaming it on Twitch, your viewers can actually click on something to give you things to help you, like, give you materials to help you in game while they're watching. Kind of like in Hunger Games. Remember, they like, people could like send a care package thing or whatever. Stuff like that. But I think you can also pick, though, in the beginning, like, you can actually pick to be one of those robots that flies around helping the people out instead of actually playing the game itself. And so you can just do that where you kind of help, do things or whatever. And so, yeah, the whole idea is basically you want to, you basically want to just survive and be the last one standing, just like you do in the other game, like in Fortnite and stuff like that.
Okay. Oh, all right. Anything else?
Yeah, I also played some season after fall on Xbox. And that's like I don't know how to explain it exactly, but it's a game, like, kind of similar to, like, Rime or it's kind of not really watercolors, but
we'll talk about that certain game that you just mentioned.
Yeah, I'll talk about that last. But yeah, like, it's really hard to explain, but it's got, like, some amazing art style. Like, it's kind of like nothing I've ever, like to me it almost reminds me of like a painting type, like if it was like someone painted everything, but then they did like a shaky kind of animation, like if you were to do like a flip book, let's say, but you painted everything. Like some of the art style is kind of like that, but I don't know. It's an amazing game, like as far as visuals go. And like, so the whole idea of that is like the spirit that, like there's a spirit of each season. and the one spirit takes over this fox, and then like you have to go and meet these different animals that hold the spirit of each season, and then once you find them, then that spirit of that season fuses with the original one that takes over the fox. And then you can basically, you push, on the right joystick, you can switch to the different seasons. And so it's a puzzle game. So like each season, like there's certain things that you can only interact with during a certain season. So you've got to change the seasons to interact with certain things to get to where you need to go. And so it's an amazing game. Like I started it over again tonight, actually, and I'm recording a playthrough of it on, just for my own personal YouTube. But
yes. Well, before we go on, because our mascot has entered the building.
Yeah, he went to go lay down.
I was just like, oh, he's trying to find him a spot. Everybody, Jesse's dog,
Lennon.
Do you want to introduce Lennon? We never got to. I will explain to you the story of why he's our mascot. But go ahead, explain about Lennon real quick.
Yeah, he's a Boston Terrier, and we got him quite a few years ago now. But I've kind of been a Beatles fan, most of my life, and I was always a big fan of John Lennon. Like, he was one of my favorite of the Beatles. And so that's kind of where his name came from, is from John Lennon. So it's mine and my wife's dog, but she let me name him. So I picked Lennon as his name. So yeah. And he's always got to hang around while I'm down here doing the podcast. So he either wants to be by my wife or by me, and usually a lot of times he'll go back and forth because he can't make up his mind.
But normally we get ready to record, and we just have a natural conversation, and he'll come in, jump on the couch, he'll go back and forth, find the same spot that he always sits in, does his little turn, sits down, and then sleeps. And he's literally there for the whole podcast. So it's just like every time that we record, he comes in, he takes a spot, doesn't make any noise or anything. So I have declared him our mascot for Arsenal X. So Lennon, and you probably could find pictures. Jesse, you probably have them on your Facebook page.
Yeah, I've got some pictures on my Facebook page and stuff.
Post one on the Arsenal X Facebook group so people can see.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yes.
Yeah, I could do
that. But anything else before we talk about that one particular game? I got. Okay, so. This is another game that I was going to talk about. So I've been trying to play some games because Xbox is awesome, and like with the preview program, you can play demos of basically any game that's in there for the most part. So what it does is it just lets you play like 2 hours of it's the full game that you're playing. Yeah.
But you got 2 hours that you can play of it. So I found Conan Exile.
I don't understand why, but please do tell, because I think me and you we was in the chat cracking up. But go ahead.
Well, I don't know. I just thought I'd give it a try, and it's just so bad. Like, I don't know. I don't know about this game. But, so it's kind of like your Elder Scroll type games. Or, it's very similar to like, I didn't play a super lot. I played like 2 or 3 hours of the very first, Dark Souls. And it's kind of similar like that in battle style in a way that you like have to do a lot of dodging. You do a dodge and then attack and dodge and attack, dodge and attack. You know, like you want to keep on trying to keep your distance or you know, because like you'll get kind of like also like in the Fallout games where if someone recognizes you, they'll just all start running towards you, like swinging their swords and stuff and like trying to hit you with rocks and things like that. And so like so it's basically though it's a lot like all those games kind of mixed together. You've got to like harvest things to build like weapons. Like you need to, you know, get pieces of stick and then rocks, and then you can build like a hatchet type thing or an axe type thing to use to like chop, you know, as a weapon or whatever. And I don't know, man. It just like the concept of it is fine, but like just everything else about it just looks like it's like an early 360 game running on an Xbox One. So it just, I didn't really care for it much at all. Like the animations are just kind of wonky and like the like climbing and oh my God, man. If you want to see something funny, go watch someone play this and watch the animation that happens when you're climbing up rocks. Like, you know, like when you in Breath of the Wild, when you're climbing up something, you know, like you're climbing like you normally would. In this, he's like doing like I don't know, like crawling, like the animation looks like what you would look like if you're crawling on the ground, like prone, crawling on the ground. But imagine your character model just being stuck to the side of like a rock and just doing that animation, and then like you just all of a sudden popping up on top of it. Like it's so bad. Oh my God, is this game bad? So, and it is in preview program, so I'd hope that they've got a lot to do to it yet to make it better, because as it stands right now, it's probably one of the worst games I've ever played.
Oh, wow.
Like, it's just so bad. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what they were thinking when they were making this game, but yeah, so it's like basically like the worst ripoff you've ever seen of like a Elder Scrolls game, basically. Like what is it? The Elder Scrolls Online type of thing. It's kind of similar to that, but yeah, and like I mean, nothing about it is interesting. Like all the like your surroundings and the environment really aren't that great, and nothing really looks good at all in this game. So, but I wanted to give it a try and just, you know, see what it was about. I was, you know, as Conan, I was curious. What did they do with it? And so, yeah, I played that for a little bit. Probably never go back unless I just want to have like a little laugh again. Go back and play it to laugh or something, but. Yeah. I do suggest people check it out though, just to see what I'm talking about, because I mean it's bad, it's really bad, and it, you know, at the least you'd be amused by it. So. Oh
wow. I think wasn't this the one that everybody was making like the penis jokes?
Oh yeah, when you're making your character, you can. Pick, there's a sliding scale of how endowed your character is, and like I don't know, from what I seen, it didn't make anything noticeable. Like you could change it up really high, but I don't think it actually is noticeable. I don't know, but then again, I didn't really pay too much attention, but I'm just like, I just obviously put mine all the way up and just was like, okay. 'Cause I just wanted to, you know, actually get figure out what the game was about and try to see what it was like. But
Gotcha.
yeah, so, but yeah, that is an option you can choose if you want to. So
Yeah.
it's bad, man. It's so bad. Like, seriously, all I can picture right now is that stupid climbing animation. It's some of the worst animation I've ever seen in my entire life. My God. Oh, so it's so funny. So yeah, so the last thing then that I'm going to talk about is I finally beat Rhyme.
Yay!
And I'm not going to spoil anything, but like, other than like the issues I had with it were very minor,
Mm-hmm.
which is, is good. Like, I've heard that it's a lot worse on the Switch.
Well,
but,
Nintendo approved the patch.
Yeah,
that big
they?
patch.
Okay.
So they did update it. So
Okay.
it's running better than.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's video that you guys could look on YouTube, like at Digital Foundry. I think Nintendo Life also got a YouTube video of it, and they show the difference from what it was to what it is now.
Okay. So I'm guessing it probably runs maybe as smoothly as like the Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah.
Because all of them have a really bad. Like, from what I'm hearing, it's not so much the frame rate as it is that the like where the frames connect or overlay.
Mm-hmm.
There's some kind of like, I don't know. There's some kind of issue with something, but I think it is partially frame rate as well in certain areas. Like, it's very noticeable when you're running. Like, it just will get a little choppy, and luckily it doesn't happen like when you're trying to do something like jump from one area to another.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like during a time when having choppy animation would make a big difference, luckily. But it's still enough of a noticeable drop in frame rate that it does kind of like knock you out of the experience.
Which I gotta play, because I played it on PS4 and I didn't really notice it or experience it. Maybe I need to go back and see where it happens.
Yeah, it's usually when you go in the really, really big, expansive areas. Mm-hmm. Like where there's a lot being loaded up, on the when you're playing, I think. But I mean, like I said, it was pretty minor to me. The only other problem that I had too was the jumping mechanic. Like, I didn't like how like you would be trying to push the joystick towards the side that you want to jump to,
yeah.
But it would change every time depending on where the camera was, and so sometimes you'd be pushing forward when you want to jump to the left of you, which would be behind you. So I didn't like that. I kind of wish that they would have just left it where if you wanted to jump to the left, which would be behind you, on the game, that you would just push over to the left and then you jump that way, instead of having to say, okay, well, the camera's here, so that means I've got to press this direction to jump behind me. I didn't like that, where it just that was another little thing that kind of knocks you out of the experience a little bit. But like, as the game goes as a whole, like, it was seriously like a really, really good game. And I definitely would like to see them make something like that again. Like, because I love the story, and the music is just amazing in that game.
I was on Twitter after I finished it and found out who did the music for Ron, and I tweeted him out. I was just like, I'm like, your soundtrack made this game, because every musical cue that is played, every just every touch that this game needed to punch it and really tell its narrative, the music complimented so good. And so I thanked him and I congratulated him. He was just like, that's something that I'm happy to hear. He said, thank you for responding. And he was just like, he didn't expect people to respond to him that the music to that game is so good. I was telling Larry from World War One, it was just like, I don't know what, he had his thoughts for the game. And when you get to the last section when it's raining, that piano piece is breathtaking. That piano piece is just so beautiful, and I need to go buy the rhyme soundtrack, and I think that's why I gave it soundtrack of the year over. Got some cracking. Where I felt you good now. Where I felt like that soundtrack is better than Nier Automata. There was just something about Rhyme soundtrack, just the music and listening to it. Just it could make me jaunty, but it's so relaxing, and it tells the story of your life. You could feel the emotion, and that soundtrack would be there to feel it.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely 100% agree with you, and I did the same exact thing. Here, I'll read, so I went on Twitter and I found, it's David, Garcia, maybe?
Garcia.
Yeah, Garcia. Yeah, I found him on Twitter and I said, I'm finally getting around to playing Rhyme, and I just gotta say your music for that game not only makes it, but I think it's the best soundtrack for a game ever. And he replied, he said, that's very kind of you. Thank you, Jesse. It's very encouraging and beautiful to read this. Thank you. And it's just too often, we'll like music or something in a game, and we never really, get a chance to thank those people for what they did. And,
right.
A game like this, especially where there is no dialogue, it's his music basically, and the visuals are the only thing that's telling the story.
Yeah.
And I had his music not been in that game, it might not have been nearly as good, because it really does translate the emotions of what's going on in the game. And the very first song, the one that's got the girl singing, Song of the Sea, it's called.
Yes.
If you go out and you check out that Song of the Sea, from the Rhyme soundtrack, it's seriously on par with a Disney movie song. It's amazing. He's so talented. And all the music that he made on there, it's really good.
And indie games do produce great music. I just think that from what Tequila was trying to provide with their game, just the music alone is just man, this really complements it. These pieces that was put in here sells the game, sells the level, sells the puzzle or whatever it's going through. And I'm just you don't really, just like you said, we don't really give enough appreciation to those creators and those designers. Yeah. And I could see more work coming from Tequila Works. They had some problems. On your side, Jesse.
Oh, is it now still?
Yeah, I still hear it. Okay, it stopped.
Okay.
Sorry, everybody, for audio issues. But Yeah, that's the thing about Rhyme that I love, and I am going to do an optional opinion about it. But I need to go back and like play the game and take more notes and stuff because, if you guys go to ngrradio.com, go to Eddie V, check out my blogs. I did a review for Rhyme, and I think you guys should read it. But I want to revisit this game because, of more audio, issues. Yeah, Jesse's side.
That's weird. I don't know what's going on because I'm not even moving.
Okay. You're good now.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry about that, everybody. I with this review and stuff, like I kind of delved in on why the music was important and stuff, and I gave it. I will let you guys read it so you can see what the rating is. But yeah, it's probably going to be one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. Kind of like with the Mario games, like Nintendo has their own list of soundtracks of all time, and I separate them from everybody else because Rhyme, Streets of Rage 2, and Secret of Mana and Chrono Trigger and even Mega Man, like Mega Man 1 to 3, like those are some of my best soundtracks of all time. And Rhyme the music in Rhyme alone, I'm just like, man, this is just beautiful, just like laid out. Like I could go, I want to see a piano rendition of this at a concert. I would love to see, even if someone was at a high school and they was playing this, I was just like, okay, yeah, you play Rhyme, but I'm just like, your cover, or you got the point across with this music. So yeah, I love Rhyme. I love that game. I love that soundtrack. I'm still going back trying to collect everything, so I gotta try to see if I can 100% it in there and stuff. But is that all been in your arsenal?
Yeah, I was just gonna add that. Yeah, I wanted to kind of go back to and finish it, with get everything. And, and it's, like one of the things too, that's why I love Twitter though, is being able to, say stuff to those people, if you can find them on there and let them know what you think and stuff like that. So, and I believe he's working on doing some music for Bloodborne.
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, so there's other things that he's kind of going to work on.
Bloodstain.
Is it Bloodstain?
Yeah, Bloodborne's Bloodborne's PS4.
Well, I know, but I thought there was something new coming out for Bloodborne.
No.
That he was working on music for.
No, it would be Bloodstain because Bloodborne's done. Yeah, From Software. I think they was working on the Dark Souls remaster, so they might be doing something else.
Okay. So. All right.
I'm gonna get into what's my arsenal. That was a very extensive one. I'm gonna start with my with the Nintendo Switch. Been playing Bayonetta 2, almost done with that game. Really enjoying it. I just love that game so much. Picked up Flint Hook for Switch. And man, this game is challenging and I love it. It's I love the rogue feeling, and it is on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. So if you guys are interested in playing it, check it out. It's a really great game. It's been out longer for those systems, but seeing it come to Switch, I was just like, yes, it's on the system and I can play it on the go. Because I feel like with Flint Hook, if I would have got hooked on it, I have been looking at it on Xbox One so many times and I was almost going to buy it. But when they mentioned the Switch One version, I was just like, yeah, because it's one of those games that I'm like, I need to take this with me, while I'm on the go and try to master and stuff. And I've, kind of realized that I could use the Joy-Cons and everything, but I think I'm gonna play this game with the Pro controller. So I think I'm still gonna carry it on the go, but I'm gonna bring my Pro controller along with it, put it on the stand, and then play the game with the Pro controller. But I really am enjoying that game. Haven't touched Xenoblade Chronicles 2 yet, but a couple of weeks ago I was playing that, but like doing a lot of grinding and everything in that game, doing some side quests and trying to get my blades up and stuff. So I will return to that game. Did pick up Kirby Star Allies. Unfortunately, everybody, I did not play it yet. It's still in the packaging because I was playing Ori and the Blind Forest for Xbox One. And I have problems with Ori and the Blind Forest. Guys, listen to World 101 podcast that we recorded, and you will hear more detail about that. But I am enjoying that game. It was the reason that I got an Xbox One. I said that multiple times. So I'm finally going back to it, and I need to finish it. I got one section down. I got to do two more. So I'm trying to get through it as much as I can. And once I beat it, I think I'll go back and see if I can 100% it. But I really am enjoying that game. I would like to see a lot of changes in part 2, for it. Like Jesse said, play Halo 4 with, him and Corey. We end up being it. Been playing, also Tomb Raider Definitive Edition on Xbox One. Me and Corey, you guys can check out our first episode of Let's Pod and Play where me and Corey played it. So I could tell you that save data, and going through the game. Kind of realized that I'm at actually 97% on my other one. So I just need to collect some other stuff and I'll be 100% done with the game. So I'm gonna try to do that. Going for my PS4, play some Next Machina on it. Really enjoying that game. Started playing Batman, the Telltale Adventure on my PS4, and I'm going to be evil. I'm going to be literally a jerk because I beat it on, I have it on Xbox One, and I beat in the game already. And I was like really good. So this one, I'm going to be kind of a jerk and see what it gets me. And this is one of the games I got with PlayStation Plus for free. So I'm going to be working more on that. Play Yakuza 0 also, being up more fools and, getting going up in levels and stuff. Really enjoying that game. Going to be starting Hellblade probably within 2 weeks. I was supposed to be starting earlier this month, but due to the fact of my job and some things that I need to do, like actually get back into optional opinion. I apologize to everybody. I have not been recording episodes for it because of work. I have been getting up at 4 a.m, and getting home by 1 or 3 o'clock and driving back and forth and staying a little bit longer. Like, I kind of been drained. So, hopefully I'll get you guys a new episode out, and then that discussion, hopefully that I can have with Jesse White about, Hellblade. Hopefully you guys will enjoy that one. Sorry for the plug. But, hopefully I will get back into that. Play some more DMC, Metro 2033, played, Horizon Zero Dawn with Corey. We was playing, talking about it, and we had a really, really good discussion. And then, he played Order 1886. Somehow my Order 1886 wouldn't load in my PlayStation 4, so, I ended up playing more Yakuza 0. So, but we had a lot of great discussion. I should have played Neo. I'm looking right at it right now. I also need to go back to Mad Max. I need to finish that. And I need to start Batman Arkham Knight. Like, there's games that I brought, that I just still haven't touched from like 2 years of Black Friday. Like, I got Mafia 3 from Xbox One and haven't even taken it out the case yet.
And I'm kind of the opposite, where there's a lot of games, like I've notoriously been known to not really finish games, like almost ever in the past. And since I've been, doing the podcast and stuff with you guys, I've like actually tried to finish games. And
Yeah.
like now I just want to go back and like play some of those games I've finished again, like cuz I'd like to get Max Curse of Brotherhood for Switch and play it on there and beat it on there as well.
Yes.
So that's such a good game.
Yeah, I was looking at it and yeah, about that. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel like with Titanfall 2. Like I got it cheap and I just ended up being it. And I might do that for Mass Effect Andromeda. I might just buy it like for PlayStation 4 because it's really cheap. And I'm just like, let me go a different route with this game. It's cheap. No matter. Like I said, I did pick up State of Decay, but I haven't started it yet. Also picked up Divinity Original Sin. I need to start my Naruto. Picked up Earth's Dawn for PS4. So those 3 games I need to start. Last but not least, I've been playing still Ever Oasis on my 2DS. Really enjoying that game. Just loving it. Getting my town up. Adding more boosts and more residents and stuff. So really enjoying that game. But that's all that's been in our arsenal. So we're going to get into some Arsenal news. We will really only have one topic, and I'm going to let Jesse take over for this topic before we get into our Arsenal exchange. Jesse?
Yeah, so this is not really too much, but here, hold on, listen. All right. So yeah, so the Insider Xbox is finally coming back. So we're gonna be able to basically, like how they have the Direct for Nintendo. Xbox had the Insider Xbox, and they kind of got rid of it for a while, and so now they're gonna bring that back. And you guys, people listening, you may already know this. They've already recorded one episode of it, but they're gonna do it monthly, and basically, just try to get people, the people that work for Microsoft and Xbox and stuff, and kind of get them out there and be a little more personal with people and get to talk to developers and stuff, and really promote their games that Microsoft is trying to get out. And I think it's a great idea. I mean, that's kind of been the problem with Xbox One this year, is we really haven't been hearing much of anything from them. It's like, we have to basically go everywhere else to find out what's going on, and, not really hearing anything directly from Microsoft or Xbox themselves. So I think this was a move that they really needed to do now more than ever. So,
well, they had that survey where they was just like, what do you like about the Nintendo Direct, and could you see something like that happening at Microsoft? So I think when they got that survey, I think this was the first step that they was able to take.
Yeah, and it's, well, and the thing is like, in the past it seemed, like you've got the Herb, what is it, the Herb Xbox, is it Larry Herb or whatever? Yeah, like where he does stuff occasionally, but I think with him, like, he's, a good enough personality that they really should have had him doing more to, talk about stuff. And I think, and that's kind of what this is going to be. Like, he'll be part of the panel. I think there's 3 guys from Microsoft from Xbox that kind of, pass off and talk about different things. And so and they recently talked to the Sea of Thieves developers, and I think it's just going to be basically that they're going to just push the games the way that they should be, so they can get as much out there as possible to get people interested in the games that are coming out exclusively to Xbox. So,
well, I know, I think a lot of people had a problem where they focused too much on Sea of Thieves, and then everything else they gave little site. So I think they need to work
Yeah.
on their balancing on how they showcase. Because I was thinking about this when we first talked about it, and like when I left, I went to go do something. I kind of thought to myself, I was just like, well, if you really think about it, this is like almost like Treehouse Live at E3.
Yeah.
In a sense, but this is more like recorded, and they want to talk more about the games that, like you said, that's exclusive to Xbox, and really dive deeper to get a lot of people interested in their game.
Well, and the big complaint about Sea of Thieves has always, everyone was always saying, "Oh, I wish we could know more about what this game was about." And, people saying, "Oh, there's not enough out there to tell us what this game is about. We have no idea what it's about." And so, like, now I think they kind of just did this and tried to dive deeper into it to just make sure that they can get it, get the information out to as many people as possible.
Yeah, because we talked about Microsoft being bad, and even Sony does this, that those two companies are bad. When they announce a game, they'll show it at E3, and then it goes dark, and we don't hear nothing about it. Next time we hear something, if it is like in a Game Informer magazine or some IGN cover, that's the next time that we hear about it. So there's like no status about that game. So what happens is people end up forgetting it, and then it just shows up on the sales shelf, or shows up on the store on your system, and you just like, wait, when did this come out? There's like no advertising or anything. So people can't really be excited for a title when there's nothing there to support it or give them like heads up.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
And it's obvious, when a company isn't doing good enough promoting it, like, like both Xbox, like you said, and PlayStation have that issue. Mm-hmm. And it shows, because like look at Horizon Zero Dawn. It's a really good game, and it's a big game, but when you compare the number of copies sold to the number of people who own a PS4, the number is pretty low.
Right.
And it's just because there's not enough push for it. But I think all these third-party games sell really well because you can see commercials for them like almost everywhere.
Well, with Horizon Zero Dawn, selling 7 million plus, is that they showcased it and they focus more on the graphics and what Alloy could do in that game. They used that game to sell PS4 Pro. Xbox did it with Xbox OX. They used Gears of War 4. They used they used the marketing where they said that all your previous games will work on Xbox One, and they went that route and talked about it. The thing about it is that people want to see more of what they're getting into. They don't want to wait for a review or anything to be silent. I think, and regardless of you love or hate Nintendo, people watch the Nintendo Direct because they want to see what is going not only be announced, but what they're getting in that content. And people can laugh at Nintendo. That's completely fine. But Nintendo has had people tune in. When a company can make a hater tune in so they could be able to hate on it, then Nintendo still did their job because they got your view. If you don't watch it and you're trying to hate for the sideline, well, of course you're going to hate from the sideline because now everybody's going to look at you crazy because you didn't watch it. So you're not in the know. You're just making a sudden judgment. With Xbox, it's good that they're going this route with some of their games. But we shall see how they would keep this up. What they have to do is, though, they have to balance this. They cannot just focus on first and third party. They got to bring the importance of indies. They got to bring the importance of selling their accessories. They got to bring in why live is important, why mixer is important. Like, they, got to remind people if a game that from Microsoft, if you buy it on PC or you buy it on Xbox One, it's available, not crossplay. It's the Play Anywhere initiative. So you have that. Xbox and Microsoft, they just have a way to expand this. If enough people watch it and enough people give enough feedback, even if they take from the Nintendo Direct, people will still watch it and enjoy the fact that these great games are coming to the system. And that would do the marketing. Get those exclusives. But always make sure that it's just not industry talk, because all of that stuff is going to go over our head. We want to see it. And if you want everybody to really understand, that's where demos come in. And it would be nice to get a good demo. Whatever they play, everybody should be playing. Inside Xbox should be like almost a Friday thing, so that when they release it, everybody can watch it. And if you want to try that demo out, you have the weekend to try it out. They have ways to improve this.
Well, and I think that's one thing, that they could definitely, focus on, because they do have a lot of, like I was saying earlier, you have like in the preview program, but there's also other games that aren't in the preview program that a lot of the times they'll have a 2-hour, play thing of, and stuff like that, where you can play a demo of stuff or things like that. But they don't really, announce it as quite as much, I don't think. But, like even if they were to, like, I could see them trying to get more indie games like early and have them in the preview program where people can try stuff, earlier and play a demo of it that way and get people excited for things. So like if they were to focus on that, that would definitely be a good idea. So but yeah, so I'm glad that they're bringing that back and that they can kind of get some more information out there. It's kind of bad for people like us who are doing a podcast talking about Xbox news if they're telling all the things before we can. But
But it is good that they're showcasing it. That way we could react to it. That we could visualize what they're showing and go off of there. And hopefully they announce days like. Hopefully they don't do the surprise Nintendo Direct. Like, hopefully they mark it and announce when these showings are going to happen. Give us some heads up, because I would love to tune in, watch it, have my snacks, and then be able to record about it and be able to bring it to Arsenal X and on the Facebook page. Be able to do stuff like that. But that's going to be our Arsenal news. So we're going to get into the last part. It won't be too long because we don't know too much information. For Arsenal Exchange, Microsoft announced that their E3, I believe, is June 10th, which is going to be on a Sunday. And it seems that they're going to have a lot of big things to show and announce. What it is, we don't know. We really don't know. But Jesse, I want to ask to you, what big thing could they be announcing?
Well, from what I've gathered from it, I think I think with the insider thing, kind of going back to that coming out, I could see them kind of like hinting at things and maybe using that like the kind of to give hints of things that we might be seeing at the E3. But like what it sounds like is I don't know if it's so much as to the titles that they're going to be announcing are super big, as so much as I think that they're planning on just kind of having an assault of new stuff to show us. So
we definitely could count out Halo 6. They're not. They already announced that they're not showing it. They're not
yeah,
discussing that game at all.
yeah. And I mean, I guess it's possible that they said that just to get us off of the off the trail of it.
I
But
believe them.
yeah,
I go
yeah,
ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and believe them because I think they need something big for 2019. And
yeah.
I just can't see Halo 6 being announced here and not getting the full treatment that it should receive. I think
Yeah.
they want to build it up for next year.
Well, and I think that's and that's just it. They're saying that this is going to be the biggest showing E3, for them in history. Like that they plan on this being the biggest thing that they've ever, given to us for E3. So I think, them not showing Halo is maybe them kind of displaying their confidence of just how much stuff they're going to have to offer, that in their mind they've got so many projects and games that they're working on right now that they don't even need a big name like Halo to be able to get people excited this year. So I guess we'll find out, but I think they're just going to have some maybe some things that they own the rights to, that like we've talked about in the past, them maybe doing something with Perfect Dark, or I think they've got so many
Reviving their old IPs.
yeah.
I can see that.
I was gonna say, what I could see them bringing back, and maybe them releasing it on the Game Pass was a little hint at it. But what if they start bringing back the Fusion Frenzy games again, and like make them like bring back that old Xbox, that original Xbox, or some may call it the Dreamcast 2.
I mean,
like, what if they were to bring that back and try to make some more games that are based around couch co-op, because there's a kind of a big deficit of couch co-op games when it comes to the big systems.
I think they announced it at E3. There hasn't been a lot of original Xbox backwards compatibility games. So I think they'll probably announce something at E3 for that. I can see that happening.
Yeah.
I think that, I think they got exclusivity from Valve. I think there might be some discussion and some money got changed, and we might see Portal 3, we might see Half-Life 3, we don't know. The biggest shock, though, for me would be if they do Forza Motorsport 4, and they actually went to Nintendo and was just like, we would love to have some of your Mario Kart carts in our game. We would love to have that design that they could play in this game. And, Microsoft and Nintendo has been working very well recently. So I could see Shigeru Miyamoto come out and, the motorcycle that's in Forza Horizon 4, let's just say, is Link's motorcycle. And you could actually ride it, or you could buy it if you want to, like $5.99 if you want to buy it. Like, I could see them going to Nintendo and be like, we want to work with you guys. We want to borrow your IPs onto our console, so we could, and vice versa. So I mean, I think that's what I could see from there. Grand Theft Auto 6 is probably going to be a Microsoft exclusive. That'd be a big win. I think Call of Duty doesn't hold any weight no more for Microsoft, and I think that they want to be stuck with Sony on that. They can. That's completely fine. I think hopefully they'll really shed some more light on indie games. We'll probably see Ori 2 there. But I kind of would love to see if, and this is my last one, if they could go to Konami and get Snatcher on their system. If they could get some of Konami's old IPs or even Hudson Soft, some of their games on their system, I would love to see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could also see them possibly even maybe doing some exclusive projects with like Sega or something too, as well. Because like I said, like it's like I watched this little documentary thing the other day about Dreamcast and how basically the original Xbox was basically what Dreamcast 2 would have been. Like if you look at the two systems, they're very similar, and and it's no secret that Sega worked with Microsoft during the process of making games for that and stuff as well. So, right. So they have a good relationship, or they've had a good relationship with them before too. So,
yeah.
But
well, everybody, that's going to be our show. We're running a little bit long, but that was a good discussion that we had. We want to hear what you guys think about Microsoft E3 press conference. What you think of Inside Xbox? What games are you guys playing? We want to hear all about that. You guys can email the show at arsenalxpodcast@gmail.com. Also, we would love to have your expansion pass questions. You throw up the X, PANSION, pass, put that in the subject line, and put expression pass question. You can also email that at arsenalx@gmail.com. And we'll get your question and we'll answer it for you guys. You can follow us on the Facebook page at ArsenalX, and you can follow me on Twitter at ThatRetroCode. Jesse, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at @sub_humanist.
You guys can find Optional Opinion at iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, and also on TuneIn. Guys, thank you. As always, we're going to throw up the X, because we're about to exit out. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you next time on Arsenal X. Bye.
Bye.